What is going on? Greenleaf Village, Austin here, and I am bringing you Greenleaf Village stats, which is why I'm glad I'm talking to you guys, for February 2021. So last month, let's see what the market was doing in Greenleaf Village. Zip myself down here, and this is looking at three closed sales. So we had three homes that actually closed in Greenleaf Village, and those homes, the average of them was $460,000 and the price per foot was right at 185 bucks. Now it's interesting. There were some smaller homes. There was a medium home, sorry, a smaller home, a medium home, and then a 3,100 square footish home that sold, and they were all right in those 180 mark, which is kind of cool to see. It's interesting. We've seen a good upswing throughout the year. In the fall, really started bending up a bit, and then gosh, January, February, it's been go 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 again in all of Nocatee. But Greenleaf Village especially as well, seen a lot of increases in there. And of course, that is largely due to supply issues, to inventory. So we have less than half a month's supply in Greenleaf Village. So that basically means that if nothing else came on the market, you'd run out of homes in zero point 0.4 months and half a month in 2 weeks. And that's bearing out. If you click on active as a time of me recording, as of the time that I'm recording this, if you clicked on active listings in Greenleaf Village, there's nothing in there right now. Stuff pops on and it gets snatched up, and it's actually taking 22 days. Some other neighborhoods, I'm seeing that be a little bit lower, but what I suspect is happening is as this is getting ramped up, there are some uh, time bombs, or as we like to call them, landmines, that can be created in some of these contracts. And so everything looks good, and then you get to a certain spot, and there's something happening that is blowing up the deal, and people are having to go back on market and relist. So we spend a lot of time and attention into diffusing these things, so contracts can be pretty solid throughout and really protect you as a seller from having to relist, mitigating those pain points at least. But yeah, 22 days though is no slouch. That is a super quick days on market. And for you guys in Greenleaf, as part of Nocatee, that a lot of the inventory in Nocatee gets relieved a little bit, is influenced heavily by what's happening with new construction. And in Nocatee, new construction has been really slowed down just because of available land. Settlers Landing is in full swing, but they're very limited in what they can sell in there at this point. And I'm seeing that like everywhere here in Northeast Florida, Toll, Drees, Weekly. There's a lot of all the builders basically have sales controls in place where they're freezing sales, or they have certain rules per neighborhood. They're allowed to write so many contracts and stuff just to slow things down. They want to be able to deliver on quality homes still, not rush through things. There's material issues, pricing, and there's a myriad of issues surrounding it. Actually, builders are really just catching up to the market, I think. They probably could have stood to do this a few months back, but it's interesting to watch. And as that happens, there's less loosening on the month supply of inventory. So we're seeing that stay tight because the new construction isn't loosening that up. Uh, so actually, yeah, I've got a um, slide here that shows that. And it's another question I keep getting. We talked about it a little bit last month. Is this 2008? Is this 2006, 2008? Is this about to all pop and crash? And just want to re-emphasize that the market conditions are not the same today as they were in 2008. It's not the same conditions at all whatsoever. And we see some of that right here, where the build up to 2008, they were building houses like crazy. It's at 4 record-setting years in that time period leading up to 2008, and we have not got close to that in the last little bit. And then, interestingly enough, we see inventory increasing. We talked about this last month. I think 2008 they went up to about 11 months supply of inventory. And so inventory was increasing, and interestingly enough, at the same time, home prices were skyrocketing as well, which typically you figure you have more supply, the as that's increasing, the pricing is going to go down a little bit. That's not what we saw, and what we're seeing here now is a lot more natural. You know, we're going from 4 months supply, 3.73, 2.1 in our MLS. Last month for the whole MLS was 1.3 months of supply. In January, 1.4 months, so it tightened up even a little bit more in February. As we see this going down, we expect to see prices going up, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. And it's not even as drastic as drastic as it was there. What we're seeing here. Yeah, and then just again, one more important stat, I think, or contributing factor to what happened back then is people were pulling equity out of their houses like crazy. 824 billion in the 3 years leading up to 2008, and not even close to that now. Last month, if you look at last month's video, we talked about like 56, 57% of owner occupied homes own 50% or more equity in their home. They're leaving the money in the home. That way, if prices do drop, we're not going to see people just saying, "Hey, bank, keep the house." They've got skin in the game. They're going to stay with the house, and they can ride out some price differences because they have equity. They're not going to be flipped upside down in a house. Um, Anyways, yeah, Greenleaf Village stats for February 2021, I guess a little bonus content, just talking about the market in general today. If you have any questions, you want to know what your house is maybe worth, happy to have that conversation with you. Fire me a direct message, and look forward to chatting with you guys soon. See you next month.